Suggestions in 2014, Sri Lanka Army created Sri Lanka Chemical Defense and Nuclear Defense and Biological Defense Unit. So I think now it's time to expand these units since there is a COVID-19 pandemic which more looks like a biological weapon. Sri Lanka Biological Defense Force and Sri Lanka Chemical Warfare Defense Force, Sri Lanka Biological Warfare Defense Force, Sri Lanka Chemical Warfare Defense Force, and a Sri Lanka Nuclear Warfare Defense Force must be established by Act of Parliament, and accordingly there are training schools for non-officers and the warrant officers and officers colleges must be created for a proper education through the Kotalawala Defense University and affiliate through the Kotalawala Defense University bill to be passed by the Parliament soon. So because this Sri Lanka, we know that at the moment Sri Lanka Army, Sri Lanka Air Force and Sri Lanka Navy has chemical warfare, biological warfare and nuclear warfare defense units. It's rather to protect our country in case of such attacks. But all the Navy, Army, Air Force, even those units must be now combined to create separate Sri Lanka Chemical Warfare Defense Force and Sri Lanka the Biological Warfare Defense Force and Sri Lanka Nuclear Warfare Defense Force. It's only to defend our country in case of such things happen, and not to pursue any weapons to harm anyone around anybody inside or outside our country, as we have never done that before, especially because of the reason of allegations of chemical weapons, chemicals being used during the final stages of the war, in order to avoid such any incidents, alleged incidents, if those things have happened, and also to ensure defense in case of such incidents as we see the COVID-19 pandemic in Sri Lanka these days.